see a game plan for complexity very, very clearly.
So you like it more than before?
Correct.
But you would still say Fnatic.
Let's just go as far as that, not willing to go any further.
Yeah, it's definitely better than last time, because that Ursa pick, you could feel it. It was more confident. This wasn't a what do we do? We need a Broodmother. This was an idea that Complexity have going, but honestly, Darkseer Spirit, I don't know what the stats are, but you can see how much, how well that works out, and especially when it's in the hands of Fnatic, it's going to be as strong as ever. They have this Lifestealer, which is pretty good against the Lesh and the Sand King. Sure, the TA and the Ursa, that is a good response to it, but from game one as well, this should be another win for Fnatic, but it will be a little closer.
All right, well, let's find out what's going to happen here in the second game of the series. Of course, losing in the group stages doesn't get you eliminated. It just sends you to the lower bracket best of ones, round one. That is terrifying, of course. And the winner of this series will go up against OG later today. We're going to find out if there will be a third game or if Fnatic can take the 2W. Let's find out through 0. That is, I don't know where the W came from. The W, the 2-0. Let's head over to our commentary team of Kyle and God.
It's game 2 of the MDL Disneyland Major between Fnatic and Complexity. Complexity are on the cusp of finding themselves in those Tier 1 elimination matches, as Shiva mentioned. And it does feel like, based on how game 1 went, that is a likely place they're headed, Kyle. They did not look good in game 1, at least.
No, they did not. And this game is also looking difficult, to say the least. The concern I have is like this last pick Ursa, TA, these heroes do the same thing. They both help you control Roche, tons of single target burst physical damage. You're playing against a natural Yul's Buyer in the DP, the Cleanse, Purge, Kite potential of an Oracle, the Darkseer with an Earth Spear. Like, it's just so hard to stick onto one target. I fear that they don't really start running over this game, because they can. You can get a ton of kills. TA gets a tower, is ahead, has Blink Deso 13-14 minutes in. That's a scary game for Fnatic to play. Just, to do that, Cole have to crush these lanes, and specifically the two supports have to get a ton of kills on their rotation.
Yeah, Sand King Leshrac definitely like this kind of duo with the chain stuns that can find a lot of kills and play very aggressive. We'll have to see if they can kind of find those rotations in place that they can make around the map. Be the early game setups, both teams smoking up, looking to get down some of those early wards. Lip does have his smoke get popped mid alongside the Oracle. Neither of the two actually planting a ward in that mid lane. Back at top, it will be MP playing the Lifestealer. Omni Knight comes out. This is a hero I feel like some people have been kind of praising, saying how it's like really underrated, has a lot of potential. I haven't really been hearing many people say it's bad. I think mostly the story is with this hero is like, if you can find the right game for it, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's very much a pressure laner. If you get ahead in levels, you can start to out-regen, out-harass your opponent. People are maxing the new Heavenly Grace, what's replaced Repel. I think it's a good job Ice Frog finally finding a niche, because the Magic community spam was just silly and made the hero either way too strong or far too weak based on how the nerfs hit him. But Grace now gives you 50 status resist base, scaling amount of strength and HP regen. You get that high level, like level 5, you just pop it on yourself and you're near indestructible, tons of regen of course. And you get the bonus damage as well, because you're a strength hero.
Yep.
It looks like we're going to have the typical Complexity where they double dual lane. Z-Freak, I don't know if I like... Yeah, I've talked to him about this. A lot of supports going boots first. He's choosing always to go this like mass regen style. Shield, he wants to stay in lane. They want to win the lane. And it's difficult at times against a Lifestealer who will most likely look to just trade, farm under tower with an Oracle behind him in support.
Down bottom, the creep skipping happens. Uh-oh! One got away. And it will be denied by Miracle. Well, not the end of the world for them. They're going to cut a couple of waves here, and not much Adam or 343 can do about this one except watch. He looked for a couple denies, which he couldn't really find.
Yeah, it's a tough lane for Lesh. He's got 43 damage against 2 heroes with shields. It's just a impossible lane. Like he can hit here, he's gonna probably throw out a stun. He'll get juked as expected, but they just can ignore him safely, just like they do this creep wave.
They're just making sure he doesn't get these denies, which, you know, if you attack at the same time, or he does get one. With at least they made sure he didn't get the range creep denied, but yeah, 343 gets 1 out of 4, which is kind of a win for him.
And Miracle, don't do this, my friend. You're giving away free gold and XP, and now it's easy to be double waved.
Okay, so you think he should have just kept
farm under tower, get a lot advantage. Yeah, this is grim because like
Well, he might get a kill out of this one. They do land the split earth on the Earth Spirit. 1 or 2 more right clicks. Miracle does not have boots here. He will have the help from 343. He should just get the kill himself, and I think DJ makes sure of that. But they find first blood down bottom.
Not bad. And the problem is like now you have to farm like this huge camp under tower, and I think Earth Spirit, he comes back bottom, but it gives a lot of space dice. It works out though. You just need that kill if you invest that heavily into it.
Now we're going to see him farm in the tower with the double wave there. Denies not coming this time from 343. Ice is going to actually get the rolling bolt of support from DJ, and 343 could be in some trouble here. The Iron Shell damage helps finish him off as he only hit the stun on DJ. They're going to continue to cut these waves.
Yep, and you've effectively guaranteed now that you're going to just be stabilized. And Leshrac, he still has to come bottom because you need to secure your Ursa, make sure he's not dove under tower, but anytime he catches a roll, he will just die. It's a 500 HP hero. He's got boots now. It's just very dangerous always to be laning against these 2 heroes in tandem.
The Sanking isn't really offering a whole lot at top. He actually had the Sandstorm level 1. Does it Burrow Strike now, but doesn't really feel like he's like the ideal lane partner for an Omni stage just yet.
They took a ton of side blades mid. Was 1 attack away from dying. Forced to south. I like this more for Cole just because I think that they'll do better with the players on the roles that they have. Like TA, Limp will be able to be that guy you're playing around. He will secure your objectives. He's the Aegis taker. He's the late game scaler. Miracle can get aggressive like he was on the PA last game with the hero more suited for it in the Ursa. And you got Monkeys on this simple team fighter that's just going to play up in the face of these heroes up top.
Yeah. Is a hero Limp I've seen play a lot on, and I feel like he excels with it. You know, you've mentioned sometimes his item decision making has kind of led him astray. It feels like, you know, can't go wrong with Blink Desert.
Yeah, exactly.
The TI item build has been figured out. There's no deviations. It works.
Yep.
Maybe the item after the Blink Desert is different, typically as a BKB, but depends on the game a bit.
Yeah. And you can see Ice just trying to get the pull. Oh, nice. He gets 2 creeps. It's huge. And then this is how you want to play against the digital lane. Just keep him under tower, struggling to deal with the creep waves as you farm behind our extra camps and just trade. You want to get that HOD up ASAP, and then you can look to make moves with your Death Prophet, and that's the power spike for Fnatic. They get to a point, like, you know, Lifestealer won't really contribute up top. He's going to get stunned out. Not in too much trouble, though.
He does have the creep blocking him, though, yeah, so... The MP juked back to his tower now, still has plenty of tangos. I think he was expecting some pressure from an Omni Sanking lane. Similar to the Ursa, who down bottom, I think, started with 9 tangos in a salve, just knowing that he's going to have to be hitting creeps under tower, take a lot of damage, plus the Scout Shield, of course. But he was very well prepared for it.
And he tried to kill mid, but the lane was pushing in, and Linton wisely just stayed on his hill, avoided it.
So, Illusion Rune, nothing too much going to be able to come from that one, but it's the 5-minute runes that'll be spawning in about 30-40 seconds, where we'll see both teams probably commit a few heroes for that. Back at top, Z-Freak. In some trouble, does have the invis still, and doesn't look like any detection is going to be present to help bring him down, but Fnatic, they get 3 creep denies, so it's actually an okay outcome for them. Regardless, and Z-Freak, TP on out. Ooh, he got one with it!
Oh, we canceled the TP! Wow! And Jabs gets the kill because he wanders into the sentry ranges.
Oh my.
That is sick.
I mean, he needed to die there. Like, as much as that's, you could say, like, oh, he walked into the sentry, that's not what you want to do. At that point, you have no TP. You just have to die something.
And Jabs out, or DJ rather, chasing down 343.
That was such a sick play, though.
Yeah. Dude, there's been a lot of sick plays so far in the series. The games weren't the greatest previously, but, you know, Jab, that was...
When you've got DJ and Jabs as your support duo, like, is there a more individually talented support duo in the world?
No, I don't think so. And I feel like people forget how talented Jabs was as a 4. He was like...
What about as a 2? He used to be one of the top mids in SCA.
And the concerns with the squad when it was formed were that they wouldn't have that, like, captain, that leader, like all these other top-tier squads have, you know, Puppy and Fly and all the other solo, like your traditional, I'm a 5, I'm a captain, do this, and we'll win the game.
Yep.
but Jabs has recovered. He took a little while to learn how to not get gold, but now that he's adapted to being a pauper, it's quite talented. It's quite good.
Yeah.
They look good.
And it's one of those funny things where I think some of the other SEA teams have struggled for it. Like, I've spoken to them, man, it's just not fair. Fnatic have the 2 best 4 players in the region. It's like, who are we meant to get as a 4? But as it stands, yeah, Fnatic have started this game very well. Nice size finding a kill on 3-4-3, and this bottom lane has been pretty tough for the old Leshrac, even though Miracle's not having too many problems getting farm on the Ursa.
This is the dream for Abed. He just hit level 6, he goes bot, he finds a regen, and I guarantee he's going to look to hit bottom and just try and kill this Ursa. They're actually going to go without him.
Okay, down bottom, there we go. We'll see Ursa. It looks like Miracle's holding his own. Does have phase boots up already. And with the enraged level 6, he's got a decent amount of damage block. I think they realize they can't kill him. DJ's going to TP top in fog. But it looks like they want to set up. But up in mid. Pluto, yep, Jukes is stunned, and turn that one around, and we'll be just fine. It's back at top. This is where DJ's rotated. He's here, ready to kind of look for monkeys forever. They have the fortunes there. That does not purge off. Yeah, monkeys at all, but with the right-click damage, there is enough, and Jabs finish them off with the Purifying Flames.
Yep, Cole tried to rotate middle, but no avail, and that's the downside of having the TA mid. Unless you're ahead in the lane, it's tough to dominate, and I like how Abed's played this, just very conservative. I even like the decision not to go bottom in retrospect, because he had to just keep this mid tower alive, and he wants to slow down the tempo of the TA. That's the win condition for this complexity side. So if he can stay ahead, even is fine, but he's actually ahead in both XP and farm at the moment. So certainly happy with this, and DP's great. Until TA is BKB, all you have to do is throw the Spirit Siphon out, and all refractions just taken off immediately.
Radiant are scanning.
DP continues to, have fairly okay time farming mid lane, but all 6 cores, as you can see in the CS charts, farm as well. There's not really any core who's struggled, had a bad start. Nice who's been farming well so far and had a couple of kills, will get punished by a rotation. This is the first time we've seen the 2 complexity supports join up.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say.
It's like Sanking Lesh, good support duo. Let's see them gank a lane together. Yeah, you don't have to, you can do dual lanes, but rotate, like we saw DJ TP top. Like,
I agree. That was exactly what I wanted to say. It's just excellent when you put these 2 heroes together. You will find kills. Anything that gets stunned is most likely going to die just because the amount of just stun duration and then the edict on top. It's so much DPS, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. They need more like that because I think a static game is once again going to heavily favor Fnatic. They are not concerned. Like their late game team fight, if you look at it, they're the squad with the real save. They've got so much utility. And Miracle's going to run up top, but he gets open wounded.
Will he be able to get a Jabs kill here? That's the best outcome he can hope for. He's going to have to chase a bit of a ways here, and he gets juked. Jabs runs south. Does he have a TP? He's going to run through the creep wave. He reveals himself. He's just looking to buy some time, it seems, because there's no help coming his way. The TP on out, it will not be successful. So if he TP'd sooner, he would have actually lived. I don't think he realized quite how hard he had juked Miracle there.
Ice. It's being so annoying when you wait. What?
He may just die here, but with the
nice side blade.
Abed coming on him. Has got Exorcism here, but not on his own. I think realizing just how low complexity up, but there's a Shrine. And Lim is trying to get back to it. Will manage to get himself healed up here. It looks like Abed's just going to TP on home, knowing that Shrine regen is going to cause him some problems.
Full rotation. They just move MP down bottom. He doesn't want to play against Ursa no matter what. He saw the TP from Miracle, so recognizes it's his turn to swap lanes.
Radiant structures.
This is looking good though so far for Cole. They're gonna have drums up soon on the Ursa, and I like when Miracle is in this position on a hero that can play in this manner. He loves to be aggressive, but you can't give him stuff like PA because it just neuters his play. Like just give him something that goes divide, and that's exactly what they're doing.
There's round 2 of Jabs and Miracle trying to juke each other, and it does look like Miracle will find. That took him another 30 seconds or so to actually chase him around some trees to get the kill. Jabs is having some fun, at least showing off some moves, but it's still 2 kills going Complexity's way, and they've kind of invaded that enemy jungle. Much more aggressive play coming out from them this game, as Zefric will get the bounty rune down bottom, and it should be a 3 out of 4 bounty runes with Complexity, but Zefric may pay for this one with his life. Still, ultimately, support time for bounty runes typically considered worth it.
Yeah, I would agree. Unfortunately, went to MP though, because it just gets him closer to that Midas. Only 300 gold away at this point. Abed still yet to use an ultimate. I think I would like to see him pop one, even if just the farm. I think they're going to look to do it now. 10-minute wave, catapult time. Vici showed us this last major. Just make a move, go bring a bunch of heroes, spam some spells, make something happen. Miracle's bottom. He'll want to defend this. He TP'd in to do this, but man, is this a fight you really want to be taking? Your tower's already going down.
They're already so set up to fight this one. They're going to look for an epicenter here. Zefric goes going to walk his way in, but he's only got level 2 Burrow Strike, so does absolutely no damage with one. And Miracle being slowed here, kiting around by Arbor. The Exorcism is causing all sorts of problems. They need to burst him during the stun, but the haste is going to be just enough. He gets himself out of there. Miracle just didn't have the damage to bring him down, and the Exorcism heal will come to play. You can see on the split screen there, Ice juking around up top, playing with the Leshrac, as it looks like with a double Iron Shell. He's got a Helm of the Dominator. Great. He's trying to chase down 3-4-3 with that one.
Yeah, Ice, one of the best micro players in the world. He loves HOD. I've never seen him play Darkseer without one, and he's, if not the best, one of the best 2 players in the world at using the creep. And it's just going to create so much chaos, complexity. Their one big flaw in the draft is a lack of wave clear. You need your supports to be active, but they're responsible to kill waves because TA and Ursa prefer to be jungling or playing off map.
Ice used to play competitive StarCraft too. He pretty unmatched when it comes to, I think, his RTS micro background.
Yeah. Bottom lane.
They go an MP here, but he's got the rage to look to escape him. Miracle's still chasing him with the Heavenly Grace. He may just be able to chase an MP. The damage from Miracle at this stage has caused all sorts of problems in Fnatic. Perhaps underestimating the power of this Ursa Omni Knight. When these two are kind of pairing up together, you can't really kite the Ursa with the slows when he's got the Heavenly Grace.
Exactly, and when you have phase boots popped, you're at 480 move speed as Ursa, so it's not as if Lifesteal can run away from him. You get the open wounds off, sure, but it's always going to be cleansed off by the Miracle ult. Abed looking to continue shoving mid, scaling. He'll be going drums as well. I like this decision because you can see Fnatic need to capitalize on their kiting potential. You want to be able to kite the Ursa. You can't do it at the moment because you're just too damn slow, but increase the pace of your players.
Both teams are like trying to have this movement speed battle where Ursa's not just phase boots, but phase and drums, and now Death Pro's like, okay, well, I need the drums as well to match your drums.
Did you notice the limp dive? Did we see that? I didn't see that. It looks like he went down to the Darkseer Earth Spirit combination.
Okay.
But that was unfortunate, and that's, you know, it's the cold rotations. They got the top tower. They wanted to get bottom, but the problem is, like, to get these kills, they've got to dive so deep, and then their tower damage isn't there. And if you look Miracle, like, he's going to be farming now a quad stack, but don't you, leave that, please. There's a TA on your team. He's going to go look mid. Arcane Rune pop by Abed. This is a low cooldown ultimate now.
Yeah, and even if you don't get the tower, it's almost best to leave it not in deny range. If you get down to deny range and are forced to back off, that's gold being lost, so it looks like Abed's just happy to farm another wave and we'll probably back off here. Wait till DJ and Ice can create some space.
He's got a level 6 Oracle behind him and 4 drains, however, so he is nigh indestructible at the moment.
He wants this tower, it looks like, in the mid lane, but bottom lane, Zefric gets dusted up. They don't find him in the trees right away. He's still hiding. He knows he's been dusted. Zefric now gets scouted. He's going to go for the Fire Strike through the trees. The Rolling Hold is there with a Centaur stun to follow it up. Ice. He's got the double Iron Shell. There's even triple Iron Shell damage coming out onto Zefric. And that was plenty to find the kill.
And oh no. Abed got the tower, and they glyphed after.
The glyph does, if you glyph right after it dies, you still get the glyph back.
Well, they didn't.
You don't? It's on cooldown? Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Unfortunate. They do get Roche though. Okay. Sign of Life for complexity. They secure their slight gold edge, and they now have the Aegis on Miracle, not Limp's TA, who did go for a blink, also max meld, no talent, 2-point sideblade. This is the full aggro build. You have max minus armor available, just max raw damage output, and he's going to look to get aggressive right away and just follow MP around the map, who, with only a Midas, is just not able to contest.
That's... Blinks away, although otherwise he may still be dead here if he's not careful, but Trap will help him out. And yeah, even though they killed MP bottom of the tier 2, he's been top 1 net worth for quite a while, so they haven't slowed him down whatsoever, even with the death on him. He's finding the farm, he's got a Midas up, and doesn't feel like Complexity are doing enough to punish the fact he's going for this slow Radiance timing. I mean, it's going to be good timing, but it's just, you know, there's this window normally before the Radiance comes up that you have to take advantage of.
Yeah, they do a good job. They're the ones dictating the pace, though, and they force Fnatic to teleport quite a bit here. They're going to get a D ward and 3 out of the 4 bounty runes. Fnatic, they're doing a good job. You could see, like, DJ TP top of the Ion Shell. He was playing bottom, and he looks to make a move immediately. You force Limp out of lane, and now, okay, there's pressure mid from Cole. Let's bring Ice here. He's already shoved bottom. Throw out the wall. Just delay. Get that Radiance online, because before that happens, this game is 4 versus 5. Yeah.
I like that we're seeing this blink before Deso, because Limp's able to play a lot more aggressive in some of these lanes when he can just blink out. The second danger comes his way.
Yep, look at this big wrapper on smoke.
Oh, Korea acting scouted Zefric. They ping it. His smoke popped on the tower, but they are still going to be able to go on the Oracle here. Abed's looking to turn around with the Exorcism. He gets a 3-man silence here, doing some good damage here. The Guardian Angel coming to play to stop the Exorcism from doing too much here. Oracle's fought back to try and fight this one. MP, he's raged up, not taking too much damage from the Exorcism. He's surrounded by 5 enemy heroes here. He needs some help with it. Oh my god! It's Ice and Abed showing up to save the day. The rolling boulder going on through. They're not going to be able to chase down Miracle, looks like, but they'll get Limp instead. Note the blink away. He's going to look to juke his way into the trees and TP out. Even if they don't find him, it's still a win for Fnatic. Luckily for Complexity, they saved their 2 cores there, but holy cow, what a team fight from Fnatic.
What a silence. And what a stomp. 3 men on both. And that's the power of the Fnatic teamfight lineup. They use the GA, but you can't chase down Abed. With Phase, with Windlace, with Drums, you're never going to be able to catch him. And they get punished. Like, Cole don't have team fight. They've got crazy pick-off potential. They can play around the map really well, but they have to find kills before they can get objectives, and they need to avoid these 5-on-5 clashes. It's not a scenario that they're going to win. Only a 2 for 3, and they do force 2 buybacks. They lost Aegis as well, however. No, they did not. Miracle survived? I thought for sure he was dead. He must have just race card away.
He fell to the side and...
Oh, no.
Okay, Complexity find another pickoff. They doing a good job getting some of these kills here, and they are, like you say, this pickoff team. Single target Ursa TA needs to be finding kills and not playing the team fight game.
The concern is when they run into too much damage reduction. You know, Yul's up soon on Abed. Ice is going to finish a mech soon. It's all about the damage reduction. And when Radiance is online, these 2 cores are just doing 17% less damage because of the mischance. And not just that, but you're more burst carries, so that those misses punish you when you're trying to take out a target in that split second.
They're diving in. They know this is their window. That was a dieback on the Earth Spirit. Jabs is still going to be... Well, it looks like he's being bursted down. We'll see if he can survive through the false promise here. They're trying to punish Miracle, who does have an Aegis, but the problem's going to be if they can kill him a second time. He needs some backup here. The Centaur is waiting on his dead body, gets the stop immediately, but he's got the Heavenly Grace from the low ground Omni Knight. Instead, it's going to be Zefric Sanking going down. The Chasers on the Centaur is there with an Iron Shell. Doesn't have a stun for a little bit, I believe, as he will be forced back. Just the 1 kill on the Ursa, the Aegis, which was expiring in about a minute's time. So
yeah, space for Limp, though. He's closing in on the Desolator. A bit late, will be like 19 minutes in.
Yeah.
And my concern is that it's going to match up just about flawlessly with the MP Radiance. And you've got to think that that item's going to have significantly more game impact than the Deso.
Definitely agree. And that was Complexity. I mean, they run away from that one with support for a support, losing an Aegis that was expiring, but that was them playing without the Fnatic ultimates in play. Like, Exorcism was on cooldown, Wall was on cooldown. They were playing that aggressive because they knew they had an Aegis, and Fnatic, all their big spells were out, but they don't really get a big outcome from it. They got a 2 on tap.
Yeah. You take those bottom.
You take this if you can get Ice. He's going to lose his life and the Centaur, so that's an extra 200 gold going the way of Complexity. I believe even the Leshrac picking up both of those 2, so a lot of gold going their way.
They'll spell immediately.
Yeah, they want Miracle. He's got the Omni Knight nearby to help protect him, and the second they see that Omni, I think they realize, oh yeah, this is not working. And here comes Complexity looking to punish. They're playing so well as a team right now. They're going to get Zefric in with the stun, catching a couple here. Limp's going to bring down the Oracle to start things off. They should be able to get DJ as well, but the kick away with the roll. Wow. DJ's Earth Spirit escaping as they lose just 1 from that one. Abed looking to cut some waves here, it looks like.
This is so good. This is perfect timing.
Needs to draw the aggro from the wave, and it looks like he'll do just that, and that's so punishing unless they can kill him off, but it's Miracle. He's got a basher, actually. Abed, I don't think he can get away from this one. He's perhaps thought, there's not many heroes that can cancel TPs here, but base is on. Abed needs to kind of outrun and outmaneuver, goes for the high ground to low ground, the Doopsie Daisy, as he gets bashed once more, and there's just no escape for him. He gets punished for his wave cutting.
Now Ice.
Yeah, pick up from one to the next as Ice with the Atos here. They've got the kill. It's a very fast Atos. Leshrac, your 5 position, 4.5k net worth. Complexity, doing a great job finding these kills.
Yeah, really, and this is the draft. This is the way Cole have to play. And they're executing it well. It's it's a much better understanding of what their win conditions are. Like, the team fights will not work, but when they got that initial kill bottom, like the immediate smoke towards mid, they're forcing Fnatic to respond to what Cole likes to do. Another kill,
getting another kill, and 4 bounty roots.
Yep,
that is huge. That is about 1,500 gold, 2,000 gold swing maybe from that.
Yep, the lead went from 0 to 7k in the blink of an eye. And it's all literally just in that time where MP, still top net worth, was going from just Relic to full Radiance. And the Fnatic lineup, they want to make space, but they just they made too much. And unfortunately, they
Yeah.
found themselves in a...
It's funny because they probably took that one team fight and were like, oh, you know, we're going fine. We take a team fight, we win it essentially. It was a 3-for-2. Yeah, we used our support buybacks, but you know, when things are on track, we did that without a Radiance. What happens when we get Radiance? We look great,
Yeah.
but suddenly everything that's happened since that team fight was just way too many pickoffs.
Yep, and now you're going to be at a point where you've got that next item up on the Ursa TA, right? You have their Deso, they got the Basher, now the BKBs. When you hit that, that's when Complexity could look to take a 5-on-5 engagement and potentially take it convincingly. Love the Solar Crest pickup on Monkeys, by the way. I think that's perfect in this scenario. They're rolling
With the Radiance timing, they want to fight this one, and they bring down Miracle. The Omni Knight flying up in the air with the Yule Scepter here. They're going to vacuum him back. He's in the wall here with the Guardian Angel. They've still got the sustain. They're still keeping Miracle alive. Arbit's charging on forward with the Surge. He's got some good damage follow-up with the GA ending soon. Arbit wants this kill, and he should be able to get it. 1 or 2 more right clicks. The excellent damage is just barely enough. Now Monkeys is defenseless. With all their spells on cooldown, they will get both kills. In the backlines, it's DJ playing around with Z-Freak, who may be trapped here. Does have a TP, but he can't really TP away from the Earth Spirit without stunning himself to the high ground. Does they have anything? Yep, they've got the root to
well
cancel
played
the
by
TP.
Jabs. Now, Z-Freak, if he had gone into the trees on... actually, I don't think he could have survived there unless he went left. If he goes left, he lives for sure. Unless he were to catch another roll. Ice covering top lane. Just a really nice fight. That's what Fnatic needed. They had to get that team fight. You could see, the moment they engaged as 5, Limp and 343 went to hunt top. And it might pay off here if they're able to get this kill on Ice. But they recognize we can't still 5v5 until these BKBs are active.
It's going to go for the Surge wave. They've got the Atos in the split Earth. The Vacuum's going to cancel the split Earth, though. And Ice. Able to survive because of it.
Really nice heads-up play. If he doesn't vac there on the animation cancel, he will not survive. 100%, he's just dead. Really well done.
I do feel like that's one of the problems with the Complexity is what we saw there is they took so long to kill the Ursa. If the TA rotated mid or TP to help, I think they could have stopped Abed from chasing and they could have saved the Ursa. I feel like Limp is playing too alone right now.
Yeah, I could see that. It's tough, though, because you know that you made this critical error in the previous game and you just lost straight up. It's tough to ever make a decision to like go towards a Death Prophet running forwards at 500 plus move speed with ult active. And once the lines break, like 343 I don't think had teleport active. Like it's possible it would have been able to save his ally, but if he catches a roll, if he's ever CC'd before BKB is TA, they're just going to switch to him, and he does not have the near haste move speed of his friendly Ursa. It's 392 in comparison, so he just dies immediately.
So just bank on hopefully the Omni Knight saving the Ursa there, which almost was possible.
Yeah, and this is so good. I was to MP Halberd immediately after raiding. More evasion and disarm. And you're going to hit a point where it's just all about kiting this damage. You need TA and Ursa if your Complexity to go off in these fights, and they're going to be CC'd, kited, disarmed. There's heroes that are going to surge away, Yules themselves up in the air. It's all Oracle saves. It's just going to buy time until the Fnatic squad can just regroup and eventually find the skills.
God, DJ. Did he?
It was close.
King Limp. I think that was maybe just Complexity. Yeah, he had an idea of where he was, but MP's going to pop out. Complexity realized they were smoked up there. The way 343 was playing, he could see the Crypt Swarms from the trees, essentially from fog or smoke, and he just wave cut.
And keep in mind, if you look at the net worth advantage, it is big lead for Complexity, but it's all in the supports. The full supports 5.5, 5.8 in comparison to 2.6, 2.3. But so in reality, the Fnatic cores are actually ahead of their counterparts. It's these core supports that are going to need to make plays and hopefully take a little longer to die than Adam did just there.
But it's the supports who they send to push out those waves. You know, when they realize Fnatic smoked up, you've got Leshrac pushing mid, Sand pushing bottom. They're like, well, if they're going to gank one of these heroes, they're 5-man smoke ganking the support. We're okay with that. We'll live with it. Leshrac dying is not the end of the world.
The problem is that these two heroes are hard countered by the Lifestealer, who's now firmly in first place in the net worth charts.
Yeah. And it also doesn't feel like Complexity is going to have an easy time controlling the next Roshan, because team fighting is not their forte.
Right. And when you look at top,
that's the Helm creep, but he may have some problems here if there's any pickup for Ice, but no, it's just Ice, who's gonna...
He's just a little too aggressive, and I like that, Limp makes the right choice here. He's like, all right, well, I can't get away from you, so I'm just gonna try and kill you and hope you're alone. Turns out Ice was. So that's what we call a bluff.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you get called on the river, and you lose the hand anyway. In this case, he loses his entire life. Bottom, MP, gonna have to jump the creep to survive, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Oh!
He just jumped out and he is just dead. That's the entire Complexity team killing the #1 net worth hero, and They may have actually just set themselves up to. I was saying how if they can't really Roshan against the Teamfight Fnatic, well, you kill Lifestealer, you can, and they perhaps should be heading that way.
And no buyback. They smoke up. They're going to look for another kill first. They have great vision behind the dire jungle, so they know that there's somebody around this shrine area. I think they're going to hunt before they look to go for the big boss in the pit.
I mean, they kill Rosh so fast, so this 40 seconds of life still there. They've got like 20 seconds to find a kill, then they can go Roshan.
They stand it out.
And they burst down Abed here. They get the fire strike off of the Atos here, but the false promise is there, and he's going to look to turn and fight with Exorcism. Luckily, there's no buyback on this life steal, but there's backup with the Magnetize from DJ coming in. Isosize shows up as well. Doesn't have wall for now. And it looks like Complexity with the sustain from Omnian doing a great job with Z-Frix, 2-man Burrow Strike, 343's chasing down Jabs as well, and they've taken out 3 Fnatic heroes. They're going to get a 4th now with the Oracle chase down. There's just no escape for him, and it's only the Earth Spirit of DJ who's able to get on out of there, and Complexity rightfully don't go for Roshan and take the big team fight around all of that great vision of theirs.
Indeed, and there was an active shrine, but they immediately jumped the key target. That forces Abed, he pops his ult, sure, but Jabs has to ult him immediately, or he would have exploded. And that doesn't cleanse the stacks that Ursa applies. So when Miracle just pops the BKB, that was the reveal, and just looks to continue beating into the DP, I believe he 4-shot him, and a lot of that's also because the aggressive Solar Crest being in place. Abed does have a casual medallion, it just increases EHP, but it's just not enough. It's too much raw damage output from this Miracle Ursa, especially when there's a meld on top of it.
Yeah, and Fnatic have like decent damage with the Exorcism and the Earth Spirit Magnetize kind of spreading around, but the sustain on the Complexity side at this point, like without the Life Stealer alive, you can't take that fight. And you need this Halberd to kind of deal with the Ursa because you can't actually dispel it off with the BKB. So he has to kind of preemptively BKB when he goes in to not get Halberded.
Yep, and if you're Fnatic now, you're certainly on the back foot. 11k gold down. Cole doing a great job. And a lot of the the net worth on the supports. They are real heroes doing real damage, and they're going to have a ton of cool utility items to boot. And they're tanking. Ooh. He catches the open wound. Might be in trouble here. Can't blink. Oh man, if he had popped his hood there, he would have reduced the radiant. He wouldn't have taken radiance damage. Would have been able to blink away, but unfortunately, he forgot he had it active. Now he pops it, but just a little too late.
Not the end of the world, but one of those small players that could have bought him some time. And unfortunately, it buys Fnatic some time because they're playing into Aegis Cheese. The last thing Fnatic maybe want to do right now is take another team fight with Exorcism down. Aegis Cheese, they're just looking to play keep away and find pickoffs like that they just found.
And this is big because they have the item advantage now. You're going to have MKB up soon on the Ursa. Limp going to go for the, I assume, Orchid into Bloodthorn, just trying to deal with that mischance the Life Stealer is providing for himself. It's just a question. And I think it's kind of crazy because the Life Stealers, I think, usually get the 20% evasion talent at level 20. So when you combine that with Halberd and the Radiance, like you need methods of getting through evasion, or at some point you'll target MP and realize he just refuses to die.
Yep.
It's also very tough when you're balancing, like if you could jump him, he gets Oracle ulted, you don't actually know how much damage you're doing, how much you're missing, because his health doesn't change, and you're just hoping that he'll have enough damage to die. The initiate here, nice sound, prevents the stun.
And MP not getting baited to use his rage there, perhaps knowing that Miracle might just charge it in. Still has the bashes. So Fnatic going to stay on this high ground neutral area of theirs. They are being somewhat spotted by this well-placed Observer Ward. But as it stands, Complexity not really willing to engage in that area. I want to play on this top side of the map.
It's the right play. They got a ton of vision out. It's just so hard because unless you're able to get on top of the Oracle, you can't reliably go for a core. They did win that 5-on-4 fight, but with the Life Stealer and the Death Prophet alive, it's a different story.
And bottom lane continues to be a problem. There was Ice with a Helm Creep pushing it out with the Iron Shell. But 343 says I'm I'm a 5, I can push out a lane. Also farms another 200 gold. Ice is giving away a few of these Helm of the Dominant creeps.
This is a 5 Leshrac, who's only 2,000 gold away from the Ice Darkseer network. He freaks in again.
Surrounded here, pincered in. Should not be an escape for some of these heroes, but Fnatic maybe can turn and fight this one. With Exorcism coming out, they're committed to this, but the Exorcism is going to be completely negated by the Guardian Angel. As Complexity hold their ground. They've already taken out one here as Fnatic go charging forward here. MP's Rage kind of wearing off here. The Z-Freak Bar Strike just to get away from this Life Stealer as Jabs is incredibly low here. Forced to false promise himself, but Fnatic are just getting shredded here. Jabs has got no way out of this one. The second this promise ends, he's done for it. MP, surrounded by the entire Complexity team, gets taken out by Limpin. That's a team wipe.
That was really well done. And you can see the Omni Knight versus DP. Traditionally, I think Death Prophet's thought of as a counter to the Omni Knight, but every time Abed pops the ult and wants to get frisky, the GA comes out and suddenly Fnatic are on the retreat. They don't actually have real magical damage. They don't have any method of team fighting once that goes out. They have no cleanse, right? The Oracle Q is possible, but it just was on cooldown. There's nothing doing, and so massive damage output of the TA Ursa. They have this turnaround potential. Every time Zephyr lands a stun, that hero will die if there's no hard save available.
And this BKB timing on these complexity heroes, look, there's no answer for it with Fnatic. The physical damage is only the exorcism, and if you're BKB plus GA, well then they're not purging off that GA. So. Mid lane of Rax, bottom lane of Rax, and 20k gold lead. This is looking like we are heading to a game 3. Complexity, despite their poor game 1, are looking like they're going to take
like a different team. Like, you come into it and I'm just like, all right, well, this is looking, oh yeah, I'm just thinking it's hopeless, but based on their play, like, where was this team earlier? You know, maybe it's the draft, maybe it's because you got a little fancy, you go this weird last pick brood into a Pango. I mean, obviously you're in a bit of a hole, but this Cole style of, you know, active supports, specifically ones with stuns and wave clear. So if you're not finding kills, it doesn't matter, you're going to get gold somewhere around the map. You can farm creeps, you can farm woods, whatever, and Miracle and Limp are on these aggro heroes that can take real objectives and also carry the game once you get ahead.
Yeah, and I like seeing Limp more on like a, you know, farming mid that allows him to play his style, where he can, you know, farm these lanes by himself. He's, you know, let Miracle play with the team. We saw mostly the Ursa and the Omni pairing up as cores, while Limp was somewhere else in the map, farming Ancients, pushing lane.
Limp is a tiny player, and the closer you can get his hero to tiny, the better his play is going to be. TA functions in a similar fashion, just obviously you do a bit more physical damage, far more Ancients, but you get the idea. He goes to the MKB over the Bloodthorn. I like that because you just want that mischance puncture immediately. You didn't. It's too expensive, especially against a Manta that I'm certain MP will be.
Yeah, maybe seeing that Manta is why he switched up. He's thinking, okay, this Orchid is going to have added value because it gives me kill threat on some of these heroes that otherwise I wouldn't have.
BKB up on Abed, level 18, has fuels and bar could be a chance to fight, but 23,000 gold behind. 343 on the 5 Lesh, surpassing the offlane of Fnatic.
At this point, Fnatic have damage problems. It doesn't feel like this heroes they can kill. They are looking to force out a false promise, and they'll get just that. As Abed, is he going to turn and fight with the Exorcism? TP out from Miracle, nothing to cancel it. Exorcism, false promise, both baited out.
Oh, he's dead.
Okay.
Wow.
I did not expect that.
I don't think that anybody on Fnatic did either, because there was some heals available that weren't used. They're gonna chase forwards now.
Now that the DP is dead, I think they may just, you know, look to win the game off of this one. They are charging forward with Liv's BKB. Used kind of early here. He's going to be able to bring down the Oracle with ease. No false promise available, which pushes an immediate buyback from the Fnatic side. But it's still a numbers game, and Complexity have all the numbers in the world. Even losing the Sand King, they still feel confident to chase here. MP's rage with the Radiant damage. He wants 343, but that's a less shot with the BKB, and now the GA is there. They're like, well, DP's dead. We may as well just use this one. Let's throw it out. MP still trying to fight and hold his own with the disarm on Limp. This is causing some problems and slowing down the TA snowball, but it wears off, and Limp is just charging forward with the Meltrex. Monkey's getting a bit low here. Needs to be careful, but with Darkseer dead now, Complexity can just go chasing, please, and they'll get a GG call here. MP may survive, but Fnatic's game 2 is absolutely done and dusted, and it is game 3 where we're headed.
Yeah, it's a story really. Both teams obviously trading games, but it came down to that slip up, right? Where